Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I am going to explain UART communication, including framing, baud rate calculation, C implementation, interrupt-driven reception, and circular buffers. UART stands for Universal Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter. It transfers serial data without a shared clock signal. Communication normally uses three connections: TX, RX, and ground. The transmitter pin of one device connects to the receiver pin of the other device, while both devices must share a common ground reference. UART can operate in full duplex mode because transmitting and receiving use separate signal lines. The common configuration is 8N1, meaning 8 data bits, no parity bit, and 1 stop bit. UART is widely used for communication between microcontrollers, sensors, debugging terminals, and USB to UART adapters. The correct UART connection requires the transmit and receive lines to be crossed. The TX pin of MCU-A connects to the RX pin of MCU-B, while the RX pin of MCU-A connects to the TX pin of MCU-B. The ground pins must also be connected so that both devices use the same voltage reference. UART logic levels are commonly 3.3 volts or 5 volts. Before connecting two devices, verify that their voltage levels are compatible. A 5-volt UART output may damage a microcontroller input that supports only 3.3 volts. A USB to UART adapter can connect a microcontroller to a computer terminal. However, traditional RS-232 voltage levels must never be connected directly to MCU pins. RS-232 requires a level shifting device such as the MAX-232. UART sends each character inside a structured frame. When no data is being transmitted, the UART line remains at the logic high level. Transmission begins when the transmitter drives the line low for one start bit. After the start bit, the data bits are sent, normally beginning with the least significant bit. In an 8-bit configuration, the frame contains D0 through D7. An optional parity bit may follow the data bits. Parity provides basic error detection by checking whether the number of logic 1 bits is even or odd. The frame ends with one or more stop bits at the logic high level. The most commonly used configuration is 8N1, 8 data bits, no parity, and 1 stop bit. Both communicating devices must use exactly the same frame settings. Baud rate determines how quickly UART bits are transmitted. For standard UART communication, 1 baud normally corresponds to 1 transmitted bit per second. Therefore, a baud rate of 9600 represents approximately 9600 bits every second. The duration of 1 bit is calculated using 1 divided by the baud rate. At 9600 baud, 1 bit lasts approximately 104.17 microseconds. At 115,200 baud, 1 bit lasts approximately 8.68 microseconds. A higher baud rate transfers data faster, but it also reduces the time available for sampling each bit. The transmitter and receiver must use nearly identical baud rates. A significant timing mismatch causes incorrect sampling, corrupted characters, framing errors, or complete communication failure. Many microcontrollers generate the UART baud rate by dividing the main peripheral clock. In a typical AVR-UART, operating in normal asynchronous mode, the baud rate register is calculated using the CPU frequency divided by 16 times the desired baud rate minus 1. For a 16 MHz clock and a target baud rate of 9600, the calculated register value is approximately 103. Because the UART divider accepts only an integer, the exact baud rate becomes approximately 9615 baud. This creates a small baud rate error compared with the requested 9600 baud. Such a small difference is normally acceptable. However, the error should always be checked, especially at high baud rates or when using inaccurate internal oscillators. Both devices must remain within a compatible timing tolerance. A simple UART transmit function waits until the transmit data register becomes available. The program then writes 1 byte into the UART data register. A string transmission function repeatedly calls this character function until it reaches the null terminator. Receiving data works similarly. The program waits until the received data ready flag becomes active, then reads the received byte from the UART data register. This method is called blocking communication. It is easy to understand and useful for simple applications, initialization messages, or debugging. However, the processor remains inside the waiting loop until the UART becomes ready. For applications that must perform other operations while receiving data, interrupt-driven UART or DMA is normally more efficient than blocking polling functions. Interrupt-driven reception allows the processor to receive UART data without continuously checking the receive flag. When a new byte arrives, the UART peripheral generates an interrupt. The interrupt service routine reads the byte immediately from the UART data register and stores it inside a software buffer. The main application can process the stored data later when it has available execution time. This approach reduces the risk of overrun errors and allows the processor to perform other tasks between received characters. The interrupt service routine should remain short and efficient. It should normally read the byte, store it, update the buffer index, and exit. For reliable operation, shared buffer indexes should be declared volatile, and the program must detect whether the receive buffer has become full. A circular buffer is a fixed-size memory structure that behaves like a continuous loop. It normally uses two indexes called head and tail. The head points to the location where the next received byte will be written. The tail points to the location where the next byte will be read. When either index reaches the final buffer position, it wraps around and returns to index 0. The buffer is empty when the head and tail indexes are equal. A common method considers the buffer full when advancing the head by one position would make it equal to the tail. Circular buffers are ideal for UART reception because they provide first in, first out behavior without shifting memory. They are efficient, predictable, and suitable for interrupt-driven embedded systems. A circular buffer contains a byte array, a head index, and a tail index. The write function first calculates the next head position using the modulo operator. If the next head position equals the tail, the buffer is full and the function returns false. Otherwise, the new byte is stored at the current head position, and the head advances to the next location. The read function checks whether the head and tail are equal. If they are equal, the buffer is empty. Otherwise, the byte at the tail position is copied to the application, and the tail advances. In an interrupt-driven UART system, the receive interrupt normally calls the write function, while the main application calls the read function. This separates fast data capture from slower command processing. UART problems usually come from incorrect wiring, incompatible settings, or software that does not read data quickly enough. A baud-rate mismatch causes the receiver to sample the signal at incorrect positions, producing corrupted characters. A framing error occurs when the expected stop bit is not detected at the logic high level. An overrun error happens when a new byte arrives before the previous byte has been read from the hardware register. Incorrect wiring is also common. TX must connect to RX, RX must connect to TX, and both devices require a shared ground. To troubleshoot UART, verify the baud rate, data bits, parity, stop bits, voltage levels, and physical connections. For continuous reception, use interrupts together with a circular buffer. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please share, like, and comment below. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos.